Hey guys! And I'm finally back. It feels like I've been gone for forever, even though it's only been like a week. But anyway, I'm finished with exams, I'm finished school, so I'm just kind of laying back with nothing to do, so I figured, hey, I'll make a video. So as you can tell by the title, this is a review of The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I read this for the Tome Topple readathon that happened just like these past 2 weeks. It just ended a couple days ago, and it was my goal to finish it by the end, and because I was trying to study for exams at the same time and I was really busy with that kind of stuff, I didn't actually finish it till like half an hour after the deadline for finishing Tome Topple, but like I got it done pretty close to the deadline, so I'm counting that as a success. Anyway, I figured I would talk about this book because I really liked it. I'm gonna try and be as non-spoiler as possible. There might be like minor tiny spoiler things, but like nothing important. So if you haven't read the book, you should be fine to watch this review, I think. So if you watched my Tome Topple TBR, you know that I mentioned that this was gonna be kind of the first high fantasy book that I'd read. Like, I've read Lord of the Rings, but that's like the only other one that I've read, and I've seen the movie, so I know that story pretty well. I was a little worried that it would be like hard for me to get through, but I shouldn't have worried about it because it's super easy to get through. I'm not saying it's like an easy read, but it's not a hard read, I'll put it that way. I think it's really good for if you're also new to the fantasy genre and you want to kind of get into some more adult high fantasy. This is like a really good one to start with because it's really easy to follow, and it's really interesting and everything. So first I'll talk about the world building. I mean, world building is a really important element to have in a fantasy book, especially. I thought Patrick Rothfuss did a really great job of building up the world. This one is like really just kind of like slowly eases you in. There's not a ton of places that you have to like try and remember. It basically takes place in the one little corner, and they mention other spaces of the world, but like it doesn't take place over like a huge vast amount of like space. I don't know. Basically the world didn't feel overwhelming, but it was big enough that it felt like plausible and like really big and real and everything. Like, I mean, this guy even created his own languages for different like areas and different people within the world, which I always think is so crazy when fantasy authors do that. Like, how do you just create another language? The one thing I really love about this book is the magic system, because it's really interesting because it's based around science. And chemistry. Yeah, it's really cool. I love when fantasy books, or any books really, have a magic system that's like based around science, because it almost makes it make more sense than just having magic in the air and everyone's just able to like do witchcraft or sorcery or whatever. Like there's an actual explanation for it, and while there is kind of a magic in the air that makes them able to do these like sciencey type things, it's more based in the science than in the magical. I also really liked the university setting. A lot of people compare it to Hogwarts, which I guess just because it's a magical school. It's not even a magical school, it's just like a school for people who are learning magic. But it's not like Hogwarts at all. First of all, the students are all older, and it's just very, very different than Hogwarts. Like, I always just like school settings or like academy type settings, like when the characters have to go away to a boarding school or something like that. I always find that really interesting. I'm gonna talk about the characters a little bit. Can I just first of all point out that I think the main character has the worst name for a main character, because I don't know how to pronounce it. No one really knows how to pronounce it. I mean, they say right at the beginning his name rhymes with Quoth, so it's like Quoth, but it's so awkward to say, and it's just like such an awkward name. I don't know why Patrick Rothfuss would choose that as the name of his main character, because it's really annoying. Maybe I'm the only one who's annoyed by the name. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. There's just something about the name that I don't like, because I feel like it's so hard to pronounce, and it's just an awkward name to say. I don't know. Anyway, the name doesn't really matter. So I'll talk about the actual character himself now. I don't know if I like him that much. I feel like from the reviews I read, that's kind of like a common train of thought, is that nobody really knows how to feel about him, and a lot of people don't like him that much. Like, I mean, he's kind of arrogant. He's really arrogant, actually. And like, not in a good way. Like, not in a fun, like, Carswell Thorne from the Lunar Chronicles kind of way. I think it's just an annoying type of arrogance. Like, he acts like he's better than everybody else in every situation. Whatever he's doing, he always acts like he's the best. And a lot of times, yeah, he is, but he doesn't have to like act that way about it. Like, it's just really arrogant and annoying. I don't know. I mean, there's that whole scene where he like tries to like describe Denna, but he can't do it properly because he can't like do justice to her with like just his words. And I'm like, I hate when stuff like that is in books. I'm like, okay, we get it, she's pretty. I don't think there's any type of human beauty that like transcends words. That part just annoyed me, because I'm like, I don't really think she's that beautiful that you literally cannot find words to describe her at all. And if you just say she had dark hair and dark eyes, that it's not gonna like do her justice. Like, I don't know. I don't like descriptions like that in books. It was almost getting to like the type of vibe like, oh, she's not like other girls, even though that wasn't really ever explicitly said, but like I was getting those vibes from it, which is maybe why it was bothering me so much. I really like Denna, although she seems a little bit shady, and I'm really interested to know like what her past history is and like what her motives are, because I'm still really not sure. I also want more on Devi's backstory, and Ori. Like, I want to know where they came from and like what got them to where they are. I hope we get to learn their stories and they're not just like, ooh, mysterious past that we're never going to talk about, you know? I also really hope Fila, I don't know. I hope she gets more developed as the story progresses, because she seems like she could be really interesting. So yeah, I would just basically would like to see more of the female characters and get to know more about them, kind of. I also really love Willem and Simon. They're great. Simon's probably one of my favorite characters. He's just like so nice. I love him a lot. Also the one master, I think it's Heme. He reminds me so much of Snape. And not just the way where everyone's comparing like Ambrose to Draco or whatever, because that's a little bit different. Because like Draco's actually like a likable character, Ambrose is just a jerk. But Heme reminds me just so much of Snape. Like he's just out to get Kvothe for like basically no reason, and other than him embarrassing him in front of his class, which he brought on himself, to be fair. That's the one comparison I will make to Harry Potter, is that the relationship between Kvothe and Heme seemed very, very similar to the whole Harry-Snape dynamic, which I kind of liked. Actually, it was really funny. And then just a little bit more on the story and the writing. A lot of people get bothered by first-person narration for some reason, which I don't really understand because it's never really bothered me, and I think it worked well in this instance, obviously, for the way they were telling the story. Yeah, I really like the way the story was told with the little interludes in between. That was cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed the writing style in this book. I thought it was really great. It's really easy to follow. If you're looking for an entry point into the high fantasy genre, I'd definitely recommend this. I mean, I'm sure most people have already read this book, and I'm really late to the party, but if you haven't, definitely would recommend. So anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed this book, and I rated it 4.5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. So leave a comment and let me know if you've read this book and what you thought of it. And also if you participated in Tome Topple, let me know how many books you finished and what books you read, and just how you did, because I didn't do as well as I thought I would, but I did accomplish my goal of reading 2 books. So, alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you some other time with another video. Bye!